morning, good afternoon, good evening. There's been renewed euphoria over the issue of Zvigananda. And VP Chiwenga is emerging as the hero of it all. This video clip, in which Mnangagwa himself is denouncing Zvigananda, has been circulated and has been well received in the social media. Well. I think many people were justified in being surprised with all that. Everybody knows that the problem of Zvigananda, the looters, is at the heart of Zimbabwe's economic failure. And one of the Zanu-PF leaders who have come out to denounce Zvigananda is none other than VP Chiwenga. And this, over the weekend, has taken it to another level, because there are stories in the media, in the press, that the VP Chiwenga was the one who told Tagwirei, one of the leading Zviganandas, to leave the Zanu-PF Central Committee meeting. He had been co-opted to join the Central Committee, and there have been stories that he's being groomed to become president. A position, of course, VP Chiwenga has been eyeing ever since the 2017 coup. So telling Tagwirei to leave the Central Committee meeting was seen as Chiwenga flexing his muscle. I would like to remind the people of Zimbabwe that Chiwenga is not squeaky clean. Chiwenga is as corrupt as they come. We cannot pretend that Chiwenga is clean, because we already have a well-documented history of the role he has played in Zanu-PF ever since the country's independence. We also know that he himself has benefited from the corruption that has destroyed the country. Not so many moons ago, Chiwenga was going through a divorce. And it turned out that the same Tagwirei, he reportedly booted out of the Central Committee meeting, gave him a Mercedes-Benz. A Mercedes-Benz. This is an expensive car. Tagwirei had the money It was believed the money was from his, at the time, contract with their Zanu-PF Command Agriculture. Tagwirei, as the Zvigananda was winning these contracts, benefited greatly from it. And Chiwenga was one of the party leaders who had a cut from the looted wealth. And so what we can say now is Chiwenga has fallen out with the looters in the party. And now he is denouncing them. And the call for him, for people asking him to do what he did in 2017 is tempting. But let's be clear here. In 2017, Chiwenga and his coup plotters said the coup, the primary purpose of the coup was to target the corrupt leaders around Mugabe. No one is denying that the likes of Professor Jonathan Moyo, Xavier Kasukuwere, Ignatius Chombo, and all the other leaders who were targeted by the coup, and some of them had to leave the country in a huff and were lucky to escape with their lives. Many of those people are corrupt. There's no denying that. But there is also no denying that the coup leaders, including Chiwenga himself and Mnangagwa, were just as corrupt and incompetent as those people they were targeting. So what is happening here is a situation where Chiwenga has fallen out with Zviganandas in the party. Tagwirei and others. And he's now targeting them. And he's coming back with the same promise as he did in 2017. We are targeting the corrupt people. I'm just disappointed that there are Zimbabweans out there who have believed him, who want to believe him. I think we need to grow up as a people. It is bad enough that some people are conned all the time. Others are conned all the time. But woe to the nation where millions of his people are conned again and again and again. Of course, this is a con. Chiwenga is not squeaky clean. Chiwenga is just as corrupt as all the other Zanu-PF leaders, Mnangagwa and so forth. And so therefore, for the nation to pin their hopes on Chiwenga yet again is the most foolish thing that we can do. If we are serious about ending corruption and mismanagement, we must also be serious in addressing the burning issues that concerns the nation. Bringing back Chiwenga is the most foolish thing we can do. It will only show the world that we don't learn from the past. We keep recycling the same corrupt, incompetent leaders over and over again. We need to grow up. We don't want to recycle dictators. What we want is to put an end to the dictatorship. The whole system must be dismantled. We want to implement the democratic reforms that will dismantle the Zanu-PF dictatorship. That is what we want. Not just recycle one corrupt and incompetent dictator for another, as we did in 2017. As much as we need to see an end to the back of Mnangagwa, let's focus on what really will bring about meaningful change, i.e., the end of the dictatorship. Because if we allow ourselves to be sidelined and focus on replacing Mnangagwa with Chiwenga, then we will have lost the opportunity to end the dictatorship itself, just as we did in 2017. We cannot afford this foolishness of repeating the same mistake over and over again. I repeat, woe to the nation that allows millions of his people to be conned again and again and again. In Zimbabwe, we have had rigged elections for the last 45 years. The last thing we want is to have 2028 another rigged, meaningless election. And supporting the swapping of one dictator for another is just another way of allowing the same madness of rigged elections and bad governance to continue past 2028. For heaven's sake, we need to open our eyes. Think about it. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.